Brian, you always talk about flag and family. Is that another case here coming in, fighting obviously in the Tree Arena across the road on Friday night?
Oh, obviously, I've always said that any fighter who has the chance to fight across the road here in the Tree Arena in front of the fans that we have it's a privilege. So yeah, I'll be carrying my flag very proudly, and I'll be representing my family at home.
Obviously, it's been a tough time over the last couple, with two, a fight obviously out in Russia. You could have won in the third round in a very close decision last time out. How big is it for you to come in here and get a win before anything else on Friday night?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I need this win, but I've prepared impeccably for so. You look back at the Russia fight. I was at 5%, and I still nearly finished that guy 3 times. You know what I mean? And he didn't come close to that. That's a fight I really want to get back. The Lugo fight, I still think I won, but I can't keep harping on about that. The only thing I can do is prove what I'm capable of and my ability, and I will show that on Friday night, Sean.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're one of the guys who has reached his prime, I would say, in the last few years, or getting towards it, and one of the guys who was with the first batch of Irish MMA fighters that came through, and yourself and obviously Peter and Conor are probably the only few left out of that, and you still have to get that marquee win. You got very close to obviously getting it last time, and Russia maybe wouldn't have been it, but do you feel like that's coming, and you have to win this fight to get to that as well?
Yeah, it will come. This fight, is a big fight, but it'll put me back on the right trajectory. I was on a good win streak before that. People talk about primes and what like that. I just know that I'm getting better. Every camp I used to buy a new SD card because I used to video every fucking thing that I'd done. Now I just upgraded to a bigger Google Drive, but I can look back at 5 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it is, and I'm far better. I even kind of cringe looking back at how shite I was, you know what I mean, in comparison to now. I'm getting better and better and better. I'm looking after the body more and more and more. So, I don't think I'm even at my prime yet, to be honest.
Obviously, you spoke to Andy a couple of times about the mindset, and obviously with the Russia fight, but now as well, when you get here and you walk past the Tree Arena outside, is there something that switches, that you change to maybe that from the family mode to the war mode, maybe, for want of a better word?
No, as soon as we do our little chant, me and my 3 girls, and I get in the car, I know I'm battle mode then. That's it, you know what I mean? And I'll bring them home to win. That's for sure. So what I promised them, I said, don't worry, I'll be coming home healthy and happy and with the win.
I'll just ask you finally for me about Arivaldo. He's obviously, you look at his record, he's a lot of submissions.
Yeah.
And we've seen your striking over the last while. It's been absolutely fantastic. Is this a guy where you can show off that striking in terms of the technique rather than even the aggressiveness or going for a big knockout? Is this the type of fight that you can throw 3 rounds of how good you are?
Yeah, I do think so. Winsky was another good example of that, a guy who's trying to take me down, but I was able to maintain the distance and land my shots. And I think this one will be the similar, but I think this one will be with a big finish, to be perfectly honest.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Brian, on Friday night you'll overtake James as the Irish fighter with most Bellator appearances.
Yeah.
Do those sort of records mean anything?
Yeah, to do. I'm the first Irish fighter to headline a Bellator event, and I'm the most seasoned with the most appearances, and that means a lot. Bellator have been phenomenal to me. I love fighting with this company, and I have to thank Scott Coker and Mike Hogan and MJ and all the gang. Carrie, they have been brilliant, and I love Bellator.
It hasn't been too often in your career you've had 2 losses in a row. It's Friday just literally about getting the win, move on. Yeah,
it hasn't happened often, but it's never been 3 in a row, and there's been a lot of things that I've had to overcome in the last while, but guys, I've prepared physically, mentally, every way possible for Friday night, and you're going to see my best performance to date.
Last couple of guys you fought, quite young guys, fresh, on Friday, quite experienced. Does that do anything in terms of looking at him, what do you expect?
Look, he's a body in front of me. That's how I feel. I don't particularly like the guy. He's just a guy in front of me that I need to dismantle, to take apart, and get the W against.
Brian, you talked about doing a chant with your daughters there before you go. What's the chant?
I'll tag you on Instagram, and we put it up years ago. I'm not gonna fucking sing in front of you. But
go on.
It's the most American thing. No offense to the Yanks here, but we always do a little chant. No, I'll tag you. Yeah.
You've talked about, you said you don't like your opponents here. You've called him a cheater. You've accused him of being on PEDs. Does the emotions, the anger towards him intensify as you step into the hotel on fight week and we're getting closer towards the fight?
No, it's just I've used that in my training to push myself harder. And I seen him today, or seen him yesterday, and there was no emotion. It was whatever. With the last 2 opponents, I didn't want to fight in Russia. I've talked about it before. The just mental state I was in, and then going through everything with Lugo. I just didn't really feel any soreness towards him as such. But with this guy, there's zero emotions now. You know, it was like what I said to Sean's, when you get in the car, you're battle ready. I don't have any, you know, the emotions are inside there. I'll use them. I won't show them.
Yeah, you're usually very cordial with your opponents. Is there any worry that, you know, coming in here with a different type of emotion, that it could spill into the fight and affect your game plan?
He's not the first opponent I disliked, and you know, but like that's. I think it's the most brain dead thing to get into altercations before an altercation. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all handbags until Friday night, you know, and it'll be fucking won't be handbags on Friday. I can assure you that.
You've been doing a lot of work on your mindset. Have your coaches or your teammates noticed a change in you?
Yeah, enormously. I always get those comments all the time, and you know, and ask for advice on different things. So yeah, look at it. It's I'm just going back to the. You know, I feel in a great place in my life, physically, mentally, everything else. But I'm back to that ruthless guy that had a chip on his shoulder coming up, and that's just combining them two together.
My Wexford socks on in honour of you today there. No.
Thank you very much.
You touched on it there about, you know, so you're, you know, 11 fights into your career, you're doing, you know, anti-bullying things with your doors now. What do you think your progression has been for that, and what do you think the next 12 months for you should look like, all gone well?
I think you said 11, did you?
Yeah.
No, I think it's 24, 25 fights I've had.
Oh, in Bellator.
Oh, sorry, Bellator, my bad. Yeah. I started these anti-bullying classes, but they were a great hit, but they were to get my daughters more so involved in martial arts, and you know, martial arts is for everyone, and I wish everybody done it. But sorry, what was the second part of that question? Oh, where do I see myself in 12 months? You know, I spoke to Andy actually about this recently. I'm going to go between bantam and featherweight. I just like that. You know, I like both divisions. So yeah, activity. I want to be active. I want to be putting it out there. I'm quite active for, you know, as a fighter anyway. But I want to be more so. You know.
You gave a very candid interview about your time in Russia. I think you said you went 50 hours without sleep, and you know, mentally very difficult for you. You seem in a much better place now. Where does that relate to the coalescence between physically how you feel and mentally how you feel, and what difference do you think that makes to you?
What I done with my mindset is I've done the same thing as I do physically for fight camp preparation. I put work into it. You know, I went and spoke to the right people, and I've done the right work, and here I am now. I'm much better, in a much better place, a much more developed person, and happy to be here. You know, like I said, it's a privilege to be walking out there in front of a packed arena. It's a privilege to be here in front of you guys, to be honest. You know what I mean? These are the things I've dreamt of when I first seen the sport. So, you know, I'm mentally and physically, I'm in a great spot.
Was that a difficult thing, considering your profession, to admit that, you know, you've got help from that side of things, and what has been the reaction from that?
The reaction's been huge, but yeah, the initial, yeah, it was, I must say, and I wish that it wasn't, and I wish that more people would probably switch out of that mindset. It's the stigma, perhaps. Like, I done it, like I said, 16, 17 years too late. Do you know what I mean? If I had done it 16 or 17 years late, I don't know where I'd be right now. Maybe I wouldn't be even standing here, but I don't know. But all I do know is that it's never too late, and I'm happy where I am right now.
Appreciate that. Best of luck.
No bother, thank you. Up Wexford.
Just with the mental health stuff there in mind, is there specific things that you have incorporated into your day-to-day, so less so involved in the training, but maybe mindfulness or using like visualization or other techniques like that you've added in to keep yourself on a level?
Yeah, I do visualization daily, but affirmations and gratitude lists and things like that, that's all very important to me. You know, I don't want to keep going on about it, but you know, again, if people put these positive steps, I think there'd be a lot more people would be a lot happier. You know what I mean? And since I've started doing this kind of work, I feel great.
And in the gym environment, then, do you think that that's a positive, something positive for the other athletes there? So we spoke a couple of years ago, and I remember asking, you know, with the size of SVG HQ, if maybe some athletes weren't really getting the time that they needed. And I wonder now where you are with how you split your time between the big gym, the home gym, your family, to find that balance.
Yeah, look at it. It's I took 2 years out of sport, so I'm fighting 12 years, but really I'm only fighting 10. Only 10, but yeah, 10. And yeah, you know, I take quite a bit of time to set up a business and all, and yeah, but now I've found a balance very well. You know, I've loads of time with my kids, I've loads of time with my wife, get a lot of good training in Dublin, and you know, having the home gym there is great. So the balance is spot on.
All right, thanks, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.